time for us to take a walk around belief and knowledge. Get on your metaphysical shoes, strap on your backpack of previous knowledge, and bring some philosophical bug repellent. When we get there, we'll make hypothetical s'mores. Yeah, I see a rubber duck as being yellow, which it is. So what I see is the truth. I have the rubber duck experience,
which I think was the name of a Jimi Hendrix album. Or at least it should have been.
My experience of said duckies chewed thoroughly by the teeth of reason. Then my logic licks the side of my experience for those tiny flavors of intangible truth, which can be discovered with what if. And then, when I've made connections and met categorical boundaries and defined things according to context and previous experience, my brain takes a step of faith and swallows my experience so that it can be digested in my memory and metabolized into the muscle of intellect and the fat of useless knowledge, which only gets recalled while playing Trivial Pursuit.
If you've heard this metaphor word picture before, I'll give you $1. It's a good one.
I could continue the metaphor, but it would have used the phrase brain fart, and I have more class than that. You may be asking,
once my brain has eaten all of the experience I give it, do I have knowledge or beliefs?
And I would reply that it's impossible to have one without the other. They are two sides of the same coin, the Metaphysical Nickle.
Which would be a cool name for a band.
Yeah,
or a coffee shop.
To believe is to have confidence and faith in the truthfulness of information one can recall and understand. To know is to be able to recall and understand that which is believed to be true. If you do not believe an idea to be true, you will not say you know it. If you cannot remember or understand something, you can't believe it to be true. Heads or tails, it's still a nickel. For example, you would neither say you know 2 + 2 = 7, nor that you believe it.
Unless you attended a Chicago public school. Come on. What?
Anything you believe, you also know. Anything you know takes belief. But it gets weirder. In modern culture, there's been a great deal of hoopla about the fight between belief and knowledge, or as it's been applied, religion versus science. Those on the side of science will tell you,
science is superior because it can be proven with the 5 senses. And expensive equipment, some of which get shot into space. Whereas religions are all the subjective opinions of unscientific men, most of whom are dead.
Granted, when they put it this way, you can see why popular opinion tends to stray towards science. Shot into space versus dead guys. Science has given us things like antibacterial soap, power steering, the microwave oven, and duct tape. The flaw in the pro-science anti-religion movement is simply failing to see that any knowledge will require a component of belief. You have to believe that your discoveries are true. How far would Copernicus have gotten if he had said,
I have used science to prove that the Earth travels around the sun, but I don't believe it.
You don't get a line of educational products named after you with an attitude like that, man.
You have to believe your discoveries to be true, and this means you have to believe that your logic is sound, and you have to believe that your evidence is valid, and you have to believe that your equipment is trustworthy, and you have to believe that periodicals you read are written by scientists that are real and
on like this, dude.
You have to believe the advertisements in those periodicals.
To sum up, as we walk about the metaphysical map, we see that knowing is to believing what north is to south, not because they are opposites, but because you cannot have one without the other. They are two sides of the metaphysical nickel. Whichever side you flip up, the other side is still there. Science is good, and evidence is our friend, but it is not the end of reason and logic. Next time I will give you a personal exercise through which you can discover vital methods of discovering truth which are beyond science. I will also make you wonder if your parents are liars and kidnappers. I know they are, though I do not believe it. Maybe that's a little hard to swallow. My brain rejects it too? Oh, sorry. Excuse my brain fart.